Spoilers.
Hey, howdy, hey, Whovians, Wolfman47 Dash here, back with another Doctor Who vlog to celebrate the 60-year anniversary of the franchise. So this time I'm going to talk about the companions because I've already talked about the monsters in a previous video and Incarnations of the Doctor in another video. So this time we're going to talk about companions. So this is just a list of 14 companions that I like. For various reasons, personality, looks, what they've actually done to help the Doctor and all that stuff. Yeah, now for those of you that have not seen my sort of list videos before, just to clarify, this is not a ranking list, so this isn't a top 14 from 14 being the worst to 1 being the best. No, this is just a list of companions that I like in no particular order. And because I'm more used to the revival companions over the classic ones, most of it will be revival companions because I've had more attachment with the revival companions than I have with some of the classic ones. I mean, I'm still working through some classic episodes, even though I've not actually seen every single classic episode for reasons. So yeah, and it's 14 because, and it's also 14 because there are 14 numbered doctors. I know there's like more incarnations of the Doctor out there, but there are 14 that have been given a number, and then there's like a few that have not been given a number. So this is just 14 companions that I like, grown attached to, and like some parts of it. So without further ado, let's get started. So first up, let's talk about Rose Tyler, the very first companion of the revival series. So she's played by Billie Piper, who used to be a singer before becoming an actress. So she's appeared as the Doctor's regular companion for two seasons, and then appeared for the finale of series 4, and then appeared in a cameo for David Tennant's final adventure, The End of Time, before appearing again in The Day of the Doctor, not as Rose Tyler, but as a sort of entity that has the look and appeal of Rose Tyler. So as a character, Rose Tyler is good. She's hardworking, works hard to protect herself and the Doctor. Often is the result of a damsel in distress in most situations, but especially in the first series. But as the show goes on, she does become a bit more experienced and starts to develop feelings for the Doctor, which most companions generally do anyway. But in her case, she does actually have genuinely has feelings for him, which results in a very tearful goodbye in the series 2, at the end of series 2, and a not as tearful goodbye when she appears again in Journey's End, which is the end of series 4. But she is happier then because the Doctor gives her a gift, which is a human Doctor. The one that Donna Noble touched in the TARDIS, touched the hand of in the TARDIS, and it turned the Doctor into sort of a Doctor Donna hybrid. So a Doctor who's a human, basically. And I think there were plans to give them a TARDIS using TARDIS coral, but that never happened in the show. So that is Rose Tyler. Next is Donna Noble. So Donna Noble is played by the British comedian Catherine Tate, who some of you know for playing characters like Lauren, Nan, and others. She initially appeared as a one-off companion in the special The Runaway Bride, which was shown one Christmas. And her comedic talents came well into play, but she managed to play the part well in the sort of dramatic parts. And then she appeared as a regular companion for only series 4, and she will be appearing again, and she will have or has appeared in the 60th anniversary specials. I'm actually filming this in September, so I don't actually know if she's appeared yet in the specials or not. I know there's like multiple parts, but anyway, enough about that. So in her time as Donna Noble, she appears more as sort of a friend to the Doctor more than a companion that develops feelings. She's not interested in any relationship or love thing or anything with the Doctor. She just quite happily gets on with everything, and that's all there is to it. She works hard. She does everything she can to help the Doctor in situations. She even gives him advice at times, and actually puts her skills to good use in some situations. Like for example, in the Doctor's Daughter, where she uses um, her PR skills to sort of figure out different dates and numbers and that. So she's a good companion, but does have a sort of very sad ending. Well, I don't know if it's changed in the specials, but anyway, in series 4, where at the end of her time she actually loses all her memories because she is a hybrid of the Doctor and Donna, so she has to lose her memories to be saved, which is sad. But hey ho, there's what it is with her. So that's Donna Noble. Next is Martha Jones. So this one's played by Freema Agyeman, who appears in the third series. Appears as a series regular in only the third series of Doctor Who, but does also make recurring appearances during David Tennant's time. She appeared for 3 episodes in the second series of Torchwood, which is a spin-off series. She made a cameo appearance in the End of Time Part 2, and there were plans for her to be a regular in Torchwood, Children of Earth, but scheduling conflicts and her going towards Law and Order made that impossible. For a companion, she's good. She works. She again appears as sort of damsel in distress character, but carries on what Rose Tyler did in that she works hard and tries to save herself, and in moments where she has to fend for herself, she does a good job in fending for herself, especially in the finale of series 3, in which the Doctor and her family, and even Jack Harkness, who I'm going to talk about in a bit, have all been captured, and she has to go it alone to save them all and herself. And I'm not going to lie, but Freema Agyeman is quite a looker. Yeah. Especially like when I think she's kind of cute when she frowns, but that's just me. So that's Martha Jones. And speaking of Jack Harkness, he's the next one I'm going to talk about. So Jack Harkness appeared as a companion for the final few episodes of series 1 of Doctor Who. He, unlike the Time Lords, he's different. He's a time agent who doesn't have like any regenerative abilities as far as I know. In fact, any abilities for that matter, but does travel in time and space, and eventually does team up with the Ninth Doctor and Rose Tyler on the final few episodes. And he's a characteristic. Don't know what the word is, but he's a character that people like. He's handsome. People love him. He's also part of the LGBTQ community, as demonstrated in Torchwood, which he's a regular in. He had his own spin-off show called Torchwood, as I just mentioned, which is a sort of show aimed for the more mature Doctor Who fans out there, and actually put Wales on the map as a good place to go and film stuff. He's a good character, and also like Freema Agyeman, the guy that plays him, John Barrowman, he's a looker as well. But I am aware that he is quite controversial as well because of some sexual harassment stuff. What is up with these men, I tell you? But I think he's great as Jack Harkness, despite that, and the guy John Barrowman, he's great in other things as well. So next is Sarah Jane Smith. So Sarah Jane Smith is a companion that first appeared in a classic series as a companion to John Pertwee's Doctor, who's the third incarnation, and then that carried on into Tom Baker's tenure. She comes across as an action heroine sort of character, really determined to get a lot of likes action and just works hard to ensure that she gets through everything, working really hard, And when she appeared in the series 2 of the revival, she was given her own series, The Sarah Jane Adventures, which is aimed for the younger demographic of Doctor Who fans, but because it appears on CBBC. But it's an alright show, not too patronising for us older fans. Um, yeah, she works hard. She made a name for herself in the show. She's played by Elizabeth Sladen, the late Elizabeth Sladen. May she rest in peace. And yeah, she's really good. That one. Next is the very complicated, very complex, but otherwise very lovable River Song. So River Song is one of the Doctor's wives, I believe. I think there has been another wife before her, but anyway, she is a Time Lord, like the Doctor. The result of some kind of sex DNA thing that happened in the TARDIS when the 11th Doctor and Amy Pond and Roy Williams were all together doing stuff. But anyway, she's a Time Lord, and every time she makes an appearance on the show, it's the Doctor's future, but River Song's past, just to make things a bit complicated and complex. Charming character, likes having a journal of her adventures. I know she's not a fan favorite for a lot of people because of the complicated and complex nature of her and how some people might find her a little annoying. But I think she's all right. She's played by Alex Kingston in the show, making one appearance in series 4 and then reoccurring appearances in series 5 through 7, and then at least one more appearance during Pierre Capaldi's era. And I think she does a lot of Big Finish audio dramas as well, so that's River Song. Yasmin Khan, so this is a companion of Jodie Whittaker, and the only companion to have been part of an era of the Doctor for like the whole era, rather than just be on for a season or two and then go. No, she decided, unlike the other two that joined Jodie Whittaker's Doctor, she decided to stay because, like Rose Tyler, she too has feelings for the Doctor. I'm trying to remember who plays her in the show. I'll put it in the edit. She's also a looker as well. She works hard. She cares about the Doctor and loves the Doctor in a sort of LGBTQ kind of way. Because at that point of the show, the Doctor is a female this time. And yep, she's quite a fighter, that one too. That's her. Now we're going to talk about a one-off companion, Astrid Peth. So this was the character that Kylie Minogue played in the one-off Christmas special, and also my favourite Doctor Who Christmas special, Voyage of the Damned. She is a waitress or maid, I forget, it's been a while, on the ship, the Titanic, and when the Doctor comes across her, she does a good job as a companion. She works hard, makes sure everybody's safe, and actually does sacrifice herself to ensure the Doctor manages to regain control of the Titanic before it crashes into Buckingham Palace, as we see in the special. Kylie Minogue, as far as I know, was thinking of staying on as a regular, but because of her scheduling conflicts and her being a big name already, that in the end didn't happen. So ultimately series 4 saw the return of Donna Noble as a result. So yeah. Right, next is Jenna Coleman's one, Clara Oswald. Jenna Coleman, again, I feel, was another looker. The mysteries of her character is good. She in 2 episodes before she makes her first regular appearance, she's either Oswin Oswald or Clara something rather, or Clara Oswin, I forget. Anyway, we get to learn about the mysteries of her character, and then she appears as a regular in Doctor Who, and eventually it turns out that she's the one that actually that she makes appearances throughout has made appearances throughout the Doctor's life, trying to help and save him. So I think out of all the companions, she has worked the hardest to ensure that the Doctor is safe and all that. Her relationship with the Doctor does start to feel kind of strained when Peter Capaldi returns, and it's kind of tragic the way she dies in his second season, her third season. But she's on borrowed time because she was able to prevent her death, but on borrowed time, so she can go on adventures across time and space. And I don't know if there were plans for her to have her own spin-off series, but she had a good run, and again another hard worker companion, and definitely one that was not too afraid to say, "Oh, something's wrong here. Why are you not doing that?" Nah. So next is K9. Now you might be thinking K9's just a robot. Does he really count as a companion and all that? I'd say he does. Any character, whether it's a human or a robot like him, counts as a companion as long as they are accompanying the Doctor on his/her various journeys across time and space. And K9's a hardworking dog. He first appeared during John Pertwee and Tom Baker's era, and remained with the Doctor for a while before being given back to Sarah Jane, who then keeps him for much of the remainder of her time in Doctor Who until he's then given to her son in the Sarah Jane Adventures when he goes to university and all that stuff. He's a bit slow, but he does do a lot of scanning and does all these other stuff to sort of help the Doctor in his quest to fight against the monsters and through time and space and yada yada yada. He's a good boy, that K9, hence the name. He's a K9 dog, cybernetics and all that. Next is Amy Pond. So this is the one that Karen Gillan played. You'll know Karen Gillan for being in the Jumanji films and also Nebula in the Guardians of the Galaxy and Marvel films. Again, another looker, and she at first I'd say comes across as damsel in distress. In fact, unlike most of the companions, most of her time she is a damsel in distress. But after a while, she does kind of work harder to ensure that she's not as much of a damsel in distress. And even when she is a damsel in distress, you can't help but feel for her as she's going through these difficult processes. Giving birth to River Song. So I forgot myself there. And then being trapped and then killed by her future husband at the time and all that other stuff. She goes through a lot of hardships when being with the Doctor, but her relationship with the Doctor is fun-loving, which is how it's supposed to be. And she even came close to actually making love to the Doctor, but obviously that didn't happen here because the Doctor was having none of that. That I think if they went further with that, the BBC would take issue with that. So yeah. Next, going to the more mature age now, Wilfred Mott. So this is the companion that the late Bernard Cribbins made. He first made an appearance in Voyager of the Damned, initially as a one-off character in a newspaper stand, but eventually does become a sort of reoccurring character in Series 4, where it becomes clear that the guy who played Donna Noble's dad wasn't too well and eventually did pass away. So he took over his role and basically had reoccurring appearances ever since, and was probably the only one that of Donna's family that actually was in support of the Doctor and his actions and how he treated Donna Noble. And he did eventually become a companion to the Doctor for the end of time, and despite having a sort of father-son relationship with the Doctor, he was ultimately the one that inadvertently killed off that incarnation of the Doctor with the 4 knocks. So yeah, quite dark, that one. And he is going to appear in the 60th special as well, or he has appeared, I don't know, because as I said, I'm filming this in September. Next is Nardole. So this was the character that Matt Lucas played. Nardole first appears in, I believe, the very first Christmas special that... no, hold on. Or the second... Oh, I can't remember. Anyway, he appears as a regular to the companion to the Doctor in one of the Christmas specials, and then continues on for one series before going. He is a kind of sort of android, and like most companions, is not too shy to voice his opinion when something's really bad. In fact, his sort of companion comes across as a bit of a whiny person, but otherwise caring person that wants to make sure that the Doctor's doing the right thing and all that. And he eventually does leave the Doctor when it becomes clear that he is needed for helping some people escape the Cybermen in the genesis of the Cybermen story arc at the end of that particular series. And the last one I'm going to talk about is Rory Williams, the husband of Amy Pond. Now, in Maximus' first series, he's not really doing a whole much of anything. In fact, the Doctor doesn't really like him very much and all that. But at the end of the series, he does kind of prove himself that he will do anything to protect his loved ones, and does so by waiting next to Madonna's box for many years until the day when Amy Pond is released from that prison. And he does that because at the time he's an Auton, which is one of those plastic dummy robots. And then after that he continues to fight the good fight, helping the Doctor in his situations and continuing to save Amy Pond. Even after they kind of divorce, he still continues to fight, and So I don't know if that's a good analysis of the 14 companions there, but I hope you liked what I said about the companions, and feel free to say in the comments below whether you agree or disagree. I just want to share what your favourite companions are. As I said, it's not a ranking list, it's just 12 companions that I like, whether it be for looks, personality, characteristics, and all that stuff. So yeah. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, then please like, share, comment below, and subscribe. See you in the next one. Peace to you all. And if you ever come across a stranger that invites you to go on an adventure through time and space, I'd say don't trust him at first and give him a chance to prove himself, as most of these companions have done. So yeah, stranger danger and all that. Right. Toodles. I demand to know who you are! I don't know!